Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and this is going to be an update video because there's recently been an upgrade in the risk for tomorrow from a slight to enhanced risk in some parts of Alabama and Georgia. So I wanted to make this video to cover that as well as some of the new models that are coming in. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. There's an enhanced risk that was newly issued this afternoon from just outside of Atlanta all the way down to Alabama, encompassing Columbus, Macon, Warner Robins, Auburn, and Columbus, Georgia. So, yeah, sorry, I said Columbus. I meant Montgomery, Alabama. So, yeah, that's where it's basically where it's at. The slight risk, it's relatively unchanged. New Orleans is now under the slight risk, as well as Mobile, Tallahassee, Virginia Beach, and everywhere in between, from Ohio to the Florida Panhandle and Louisiana. So that's essentially the new stuff that's coming in. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at why they're issuing an enhanced risk. As you can see, that tornado risk has been upped from a 5% to a 10%. In fact, they put a 5%. This is all 2%. They ramped it up to a 5% for this area and a 10% in this area just in the past few hours. So I wanted to basically make that clear. There's now a 10% risk of tornadoes within 25 miles of a point, and now the wind threat is also what's gone up. It's gone up in this area. It's now at 30%, which means there is a 30% probability of damaging winds within 25 miles of a point right here. The hail threat is unchanged, however, except for the fact that it has expanded all the way up to North Carolina and Virginia. It's still at 15%, which means we're still at a 15% risk of hail within damaging hail within 25 miles of a point. So that's basically the update that's going on right now. Let's read some of the summary and synopsis, and we'll go over some of the models just to show you the whole context of the situation. There is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms across parts of southern Alabama into western Georgia. Summary. Scattered severe thunderstorms are expected over a large part of the southeastern United States on Friday. Damaging winds and a few tornadoes may occur in this period. Synopsis. A potential shortwave trough will move eastward across Ohio and Tennessee valleys, with substantial height falls and increasing winds aloft. Low pressure is forecast to travel eastward along the Ohio River during the day, reaching West Virginia by 0Z, which is about 7 p.m., about 8 p.m. Eastern Time. A cold front will extend southward from the low across eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, trailing west to southwestward along the central Alabama into... Okay, this thing just updated. Central Alabama into southern Mississippi and Louisiana. Meanwhile, a warm front will lift northward across North Carolina and Virginia during the day, aided by a southwesterly 850 millibar flow around 40 knots. Ample low-level moisture will exist along the warm sector, which is what's going to help fire these storms off. And strong shear will favor severe storms during the day. Several areas of concentrated severe potential may materialize, with the potential for a few tornadoes. That's why they issued the enhanced risk, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, there is good low-level moisture and there is strong shear. So that's why they're issuing it right there, and we'll go over everything in just a second. We must first talk about this right here in the synopsis. Alabama and Georgia. Storms are likely to be ongoing along the cold front Friday morning, roughly from northern Alabama to southern Mississippi and Louisiana. Dew points from 68 to 70 degrees range will contribute to around 2,000 joules per kilogram CAPE despite being early in the day. Favorably oriented deep layer shear vectors of 50 knots across the boundary will be effective SRH 200 meters squared per second squared will favor supercells or bows capable of damaging winds or tornadoes. The primary threat is expected to develop during the afternoon from eastern Alabama into Georgia, where moisture and instability and shear will continue to be favorable during into the diurnal favorable time of day. So there's going to be some storms in the morning, but we could see some more storms in the afternoon afterward. So that's basically what's going on, and we'll go over all the models. Actually, we'll go over them right now for these parts. Let's go ahead and move it up to the southeast. So this is... Alright, so this is the GFS. We're actually going to go to the HER model. This is for tomorrow. This is for tomorrow at that point. So, yeah, you can see there's a good rich moisture right here. From basically, like it said, 68, potentially up to 72 degrees, 73 in some parts of southern Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. And as these storms move more and more to the east right here, that moisture will be sucked into those storms. So, yeah, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the CAPE right here. The CAPE's gets pretty impressive, actually, from a broad area of around 2,000 to 2,500 joules per kilogram in parts of Alabama, bleeds into Georgia as well. So yeah, that's basically the situation right there. It looks like it's going to be more of those morning storms, although storms will bleed into the afternoon in parts of Georgia and South Carolina as well as Florida. So that's what's going on. Let's take a look at the temperatures to see if how they fuel them. We're in the upper 70s to lower 80s temperatures right here. Actually, just upper 70s. So, yeah, basically that's what's going on. There's going to be some heating on the East Coast, which could help fuel further storms. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that. The relative humidity, it's going to be pretty decent actually. Like this is that morning. This is 6 a.m. We're looking at humidities into the 90s preceding these storms. So these storms could definitely develop and could be potentially very strong and severe. So that's basically the situation we have right here. So let's go ahead and talk about eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, because there's still a slight risk in that area. Early day storms may produce hail across the eastern half of Tennessee and Kentucky as large-scale lift and instability increase. The main threat is expected to be during the afternoon, ahead of the strong vorticity maximum, where clearing and heating takes place and shear is strong. While models are vary regarding on how much instability will develop, this area will be very favorable for arcing line of low-topped supercells, with hail and tornado risk. An upgraded risk in category may be considered in later outlooks. So we could see potentially a larger enhanced risk or another enhanced risk issued for parts of Kentucky and Tennessee, as that instability and those ingredients are going to be good enough. We just don't have enough certainty to really put an enhanced risk out at this time. So that's why they're holding back in just a small area. But I'll keep updating you guys as the situation develops. North Carolina into Virginia. Models indicate a surge in low-level moisture will occur across North Carolina and Virginia during the day, coincident with heating. Cape in excess of 2,000 joules per kilogram is forecast with several models, with hydrographs clearly favoring supercells. Effective SRH of 200 to 300 meters squared per second squared and 68 to 70 degrees dew points will also be favor a tornado risk. As confidence increases in the scenario and regarding storm coverage, a categorical upgrade may be needed in later outlooks. So we could see a much larger enhanced risk, potentially from southern Alabama all the way up to Kentucky into the Virginia and the Carolinas. So that's what they're saying right here. They only issue the enhanced risk for parts of Alabama and Georgia because that's where the most certain. But at the same time, there's a growing certainty in parts of Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, more of Georgia, more of Alabama. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this update video, just to say that there's an enhanced risk. It could get greatly expanded in the next 12 hours. So I wanted to basically make this to tell you guys what's going on in this update. So with that being said, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal on this channel is to get more people involved with weather, particularly extreme weather. And with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. If you're in Alabama, Georgia, and all that slight risk all around it, stay safe.